All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And as you can see from the title of this news article from WGN Channel 9 News here in Chicago, hey, the offspring of Lot, they can't catch a break, whether it's in China or over here in America. And it says police bloody footprints led to suspect in Chinatown double murder. Community mourns loss. All right, and let's see if we can play this video footage. Well, either it's running slow or it's not.
We've all been impacted. We've in the head.
Then Thomas allegedly struggled with Beyond.
The defendant fired multiple gunshots at victim B.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if
We've all been impacted. We've all cried, and we're all angry. There's no purpose to take a life, any life.
A shaken and somber Chinatown community stood shoulder to shoulder at Cook County Court to denounce the execution-style murders of Wei Bian and Wei Zhangzhan.
I am friends, very good friends with both of the victims.
Speaking on behalf of the victims' families, friend Terry Wilson said the killings were senseless.
This horrible thing has happened. He leaves his wife here, his 12-year-old son in China, his mother and father. His father's handicapped, and they were dependent upon his working here to send money home.
20-year-old Alvin Thomas has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. In court today, prosecutor James Murphy laid out the evidence against Thomas.
This incident happened on February 9th, 2020 at about 2:10 a.m.
He said Sean and his wife were returning home from a night out with Beyond. Once they arrived at their apartment complex, Thomas confronted them in what appears to be a botched robbery attempt. WGN News obtained this surveillance video that captures the 2 gunshots.
This defendant approached victim Jiang on the passenger side and shot victim Jiang multiple times in the face and in the head.
Then Thomas allegedly struggled with Beyond.
The defendant fired multiple gunshots at victim Beyond, striking him in the skull.
Sean's wife saw Thomas run away, and she used her dead husband's cell phone to call the police. Prosecutors say surveillance cameras captured Thomas running from the scene of the double murder south on Well Street toward Chinatown Square Mall.
Chicago police officers followed the bloody footprints left by this defendant.
Police arrested Thomas shortly after and say the 9mm handgun they found on him was the same one used in the killings. Authorities say Thomas had violated his probation for 2 prior robberies in Boys Town last July. But after the hearing, Thomas's mother spoke to reporters, saying she doesn't believe her son is a killer.
I'm hurt. My son, he a good guy. He was going to work. He got a 2-year-old. He go to church. He a good guy. He a family person. He not. This is not him.
And tonight, we know that the next appearance for Thomas in court will be February 24th. Meantime, people here in the Chinatown community plan to hold a prayer vigil tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, the so-called black woman. Boy, I tell you. But this is not going to be on that. Nonetheless, let's continue. It says in Chicago, a judge denied bond Tuesday for a 20-year-old man charged with gunning down 2 men during robbery attempt in Chinatown this weekend. Dozens of people from the Chinatown community were in attendance as Alvin Thomas, 20 years old, faced homicide charges in the fatal shooting of 36-year-old Hua Yibian and 38-year-old Wei Zhangzhan. Cook County State's Attorney James Murphy laid out the evidence against Thomas during the hearing Tuesday. He said Zhang and his wife were returning to their apartment complex with Bian after a night out when Thomas allegedly approached the car to attempt the robbery just after 2 a.m. Sunday. This defendant approached victim Jiang on the passenger side and shot victim Jiang multiple times in the face and head, Murphy said. Then Thomas allegedly struggled with Bian, eventually firing multiple shots at him, striking him in the skull. After the shooter ran away, Jiang's wife used her dead husband's cell phone to call the police. Prosecutors say surveillance cameras captured Thomas running from the scene of the double murder, heading south on Wells Street towards Chinatown Square Mall. Chicago police officers followed bloody footprints left by the defendant. Murphy said police arrested Thomas shortly after and say the 9mm gun they found on him was the same one used in the killing. Speaking on behalf of the victims' families, friend Terry Wilson said the killings were senseless. We've all been impacted, we've all cried, and we're all angry. There's no purpose to take a life, any life, Wilson said. Wilson said Jiang's family in China depended on the money he would send home, including his 12-year-old son, mother, and handicapped father. Authorities say Thomas had violated his probation for 2 robberies in Boys Town last July, but after the hearing, Thomas's mother spoke to reporters saying she doesn't believe her son is a killer. He will appear in court again on February 24. Friends of one of the men killed said he may have resisted because he was carrying more than $10,000 to buy a new car. Newspapers sold in Chinatown is reporting extensively on this case and said the men were longtime friends and are from the same town in China. The Chinatown community plans to hold a candlelight vigil to remember the victims Wednesday at 6 p.m. Hey, see if there's, that's all there is to this one. But, like I said before, the offspring of Lot, they can't catch a break. You got the coronavirus happening over there. You got the coronavirus happening over here. All right, and now your communities are about to start getting plagued with high crime. And all of this is the judgment of the Lord. All right, and you got this guy up here talking about, well, we've all been impacted. We've all cried. There's no purpose to take a life, any life. Well, the scripture says different. When you go to the scripture, it clearly says that let me see. Let me type in evil in the city. There we go. All right, this is Amos 3:6. And it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Basically, is that not a warning that the Lord gives and the folks don't take heed? Because you got the men of the Lord, the prophets, as the scripture says, rising up early to let you heathens know your judgment. Because of what you've done to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, because you Moabites, you children of Lot, you've had just as much as a hand in our oppression as bad Uncle Esau. And because of that, the Lord is starting to put judgment in your community. And it says, shall there be evil in a city and the Yahweh have not done it? So what are you talking about? There's no reason to take a life, no life. Because you all sure as hell don't feel that way when we get shot up. But you see, this is all the judgment of the Lord. And not only that, we're living in a time where the Lord is avenging us, particularly the elect. All right, the Lord is avenging us. And how is he doing this? By reversing all the wickedness that's been done to us upon the heathen. And we go to Deuteronomy 30:7, and it says, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And you better believe Moab is definitely one of those nations that have persecuted us and they hate us. All right, just read Psalm the 83rd chapter. Okay, and what's one of these curses that the Lord is putting on the children of Lot? Going to go to Deuteronomy 28 and 65. And it says, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shalt the sole of thy foot have rest, but Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling of heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. All right, because you have to remember when Jake, especially when we were at the peak of our affliction, being under these curses, this is what was happening to us. There was no time to rest. There was not a point where we could say, this is better. No, we were constantly being oppressed, being lynched, being robbed, being disenfranchised, put to death. And because of that, we were constantly on the move, constantly stressed out. We didn't know what was going to happen to us. You hear a leaf tremble, man, you getting up like somebody is actually behind the bushes where it could have just been the wind blowing. Okay? These things happen to us. I mean, granted, they're still happening to us now to this very day, but it's not like it was during the time of slavery and lynching. And see, now the Lord is putting this curse on the Moabites, the children of Lot. Because for a long time, the offspring of Lot have been living pretty good. All right. Getting fat off our backs, our hard work and sweat. Don't want to give us no jobs, but to take our money. Put a shop in our neighborhood, won't give us a chance, but you'll feed us some dog. We go inside your establishments, you thinking we about to rob the place, so you follow us all throughout the store. And you Jakes know I'm telling the truth. Because that happened to me one time when I wasn't even in the truth. This was years ago. Me and a few friends went inside of a store, and this dude followed us around the whole time. It was him and most likely his wife and his nephew or his son. Followed us around the store the whole time. So that just goes to show that you hate us. And that's why the Lord is putting Deuteronomy 30 and 7 on you heathens. All right? Because you hate us, you oppress us, you disenfranchise us, treating us like the scum of the earth. But now the Lord is doing the same thing to you. All right? Not only with this coronavirus, all right, but he's bringing terror into the heart of your community. All right? Because I'm going to tell you like this, man. I've been living in Chicago on and off my whole life for these past 39 years. And never do you hear incidents like this happening, let alone being publicized on the news. Chinatown was a place where everybody knew that was safe. You didn't hear about too much riffraff going on. If anything happened, it's been kept within the community. You know, they solved their own problems. Nobody really bothered them. But now, as I said before, we're in a time in human history where the Lord's turning everything right side up. Now it's time for the heathen to start catching the flux. Because as it says in, is that Psalm 74, where it says that they weren't in trouble? I say they are not in trouble as other men. I think it's 74, but I'm not sure. At 73. Okay, Psalm 73 and 5. Because just like bad Uncle Esau, The offspring of Lot, they've lived like this too. Psalm 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. And this has been not only the Chinatown here, but the Chinatown in all across the United States in the respective cities that they're in. You don't hear about a whole lot of drama going on in their communities. But now the Lord done turned the volume of judgment up to 10. Well, it ain't at, I won't say 10 necessarily, but hey, the Lord done turned up the judgment dial high. And you all just pay close attention and observe. This is just the beginning. You're going to start seeing incidences of crime and murder and everything else under the sun start to skyrocket in the respective Chinatown where you live. All right, this is just the beginning. The Lord is about to start seriously jacking you offspring of Lot up here in America because of what you've done to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it's been long overdue. There'll be no place you can run. Just like the scripture says, no place you'll be able to run. There'll be no place that you'll be able to hide. Just like the scripture said, your life will now hang in doubt. I guarantee you these people are not going to go to bed the same way that they did 5 days ago. Because even they know their community is not like this. They're going to know that we need to do something because now things are getting worse. But as the scripture says, there'll be nothing that you'll be able to do because all this is under the power and authority of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So with that being said, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. With that, we're going to say shalom.